Okay, you guys, I'm excited because today I am going to pull a few cards. Doom, doom, doom. But I have to meditate first. So I'm going to pause the video while I meditate and then come back. Okay, so I did a little tiny itty bitty meditation and prayer, not really a long enough one. But either way, this deck was given to me. It's an oracle deck. It's called Believe in Your Own Magic by Amanda Lovelace. I like it because it's funny. They say all kind of stuff. It's one like something about, I don't know, it's just funny stuff in here. But I'm going to pull a few cards for us from different decks. I prefer oracle decks. Tarot is cool. I might end up doing that at some point, but I prefer oracle decks. Oracle decks are more, let me not say that, but I just like, I like oracle decks. I like oracle decks. Okay. Do you have any messages for the collective at this time? These cards are huge. I don't think that counts. That's too many. Ah, well, this is a good one. It says escapist. Come home to yourself. Ha 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 ha. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit is so funny to me because it's always speaking to me. But if it's speaking to me, I know it's speaking to you. Everyone wants to escape their lives occasionally. Some of us like to binge watch shows. Some of us like to listen to music. Some of us like to read. And some of us like to leave it all behind and go on vacation. All of that is totally healthy. Our lives can get incredibly stressful. However, too much escapism can mean that you're not confronting a big problem, which isn't healthy for you. Face it head on and let the pieces fall wherever they may. It's so funny. And I think that's something that we do so much nowadays is the escapism. We escape into social media. We escape into drugs and alcohol. We escape into situationships. We escape into our work. And sometimes we just, I'm gonna just leave that there. I'm gonna pull one more card from this deck. Let's see what we got. I can see that is so. Any messages for the collective? Mirror. Treat your body like the palace it is. Oh, look at all her little musical notes and all the birds. In the castle, and she's literally walking on water. That's an interesting card. I like that card. I've never pulled that card before. I like it. My kids are hilarious. Let's see. You've been feeling self conscious as of late, but the answer isn't to change anything about yourself. The answer is to learn to love the body you've been given. Avoid those crash diets, that extreme exercise, or any other unhealthy behavior. Take strides toward a healthy mindset that accepts yourself as you are and not what you feel pressured to be. Wow, this may just be a card for me. But if it's a card for me, it must be a card for everybody. Um, that's a beautiful message. That's a beautiful message. Just personally, I feel a lot of pressure to be a certain way. And it's just so funny because in the picture, if you look, she got musical notes around her and birds, and she's walking on water, and water represents emotion. And then, like in the distance, it's a castle. So it's like she's above her emotions. She is not engulfed in them. She has on a freaking crop top, and she's not skinny. She a little thick. Um, she got on headphones. She's blocking out outside influences, but she's surrounded by music and spirit. The birds are spirit, um, or ancestors. I always viewed birds as spirit. Um, oh, excuse me. Bless me. Thank you. It's also stars all around her. She has on a star necklace, which is protection. She's protected. And it's literally a freaking castle in the backyard. I mean, the back of her. So she's in alignment. I love this. Thank you, Spirit. Really, thank you. And boom. Castle, which is so funny because I was just talking about the castle in the back of this other card. It says castle. It's time for healing, not war. That's funny because I was just talking about war. Let's see what it says. Don't burn something down to the ground unless you have a plan to build something better in its place. But it's too late for that, isn't it? You got angry, you pointed fingers, you called for war, and war was exactly what you got. Now it's time for healing and reparations. What's your plan? You need to take the same initiative and determination you had when this started and figure it out. Never neglect your intuition. So just like I said, with this moon that we just had, I know I was angry. Oh, that was in a different video when I was talking about the moon and Pisces and how emotional I was and how angry I got, and I burned some bridges. And it's so funny because every time I lose my temper or when I get like that, I always feel bad. I always feel bad. Even if I was right, I still feel bad because I don't like being mean, for real. I don't like cussing people out usually. If I start liking it, then I need to look in the mirror and figure out what's going on. So yeah, it's important to do shadow work, y'all. It's so important to do shadow work. It's so important to embrace yourself and be kind with yourself in your process. I've been hard on myself because I've been trying to catch up to an expectation that's been put around me because I wanted so badly to be in this certain in different things. But it's like if I think about other people's process, even though you're not supposed to compare yourself to others, but like just realistically, how long does it take a normal person to do what's being asked of me? And then take into consideration where I'm coming from, what I'm coming through, what I'm growing through. take all that into consideration, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now. If I look at where I was 2 years ago, how I couldn't even walk up and down steps. I couldn't get through the day. I wasn't okay. And I'm able to get through the day now. I'm able to walk up and down steps. I'm able to complete a task. I'm able to work. I'm able to stand in front of an audience and sing. And after the things I've been through, I never, ever thought I could do that. Because even before the things I went through in life, I couldn't do that. Not without a choir behind me. I wish somebody could have pushed me growing up to be in my power. But now it's time now for me to push myself. It's time for me to make sure that I'm always loving myself and always putting myself first, which I haven't been. I found myself going down the same path and putting other people first. But one of the biggest things, that card about mirror and the body, and that card was for me. But if it was for me, I know it was for you. Some people don't want to be big. Some people don't want to be small. Some people want to be bigger. Some people want to be shaped this way, shaped that way, as women, even as men. Guess what? I saw the most beautiful post, and I wish I could find it, because if I could, I would post it on my on my page. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to cuss. It was these pictures, and they were black and white, of a woman in a diaper, but her shape looked just like mine. She had her fupa, big breasts, love handles. But she had on a diaper because she had just had a baby. And I believe she had a C-section, and it was not the first one. And her husband took these pictures of her, and she was sitting there crying with the diaper on. She might have been breastfeeding, but she was crying in the picture. And what he wrote under it was the most beautiful thing. He talked about how beautiful she was, and how powerful she was, and how she would be angry if she saw them pictures and if she saw herself like that, but how beautiful he saw her, and her strength and the ability to carry a child, birth a child, be a mother, which is something a man cannot do. And for the mother and the fathers, because see, a good father, and a father who has to be a mother to his children because the mother can't do it, because I have experienced that. Not me, not personally, as far as my mother, but I'm saying I have been in close proximity to a few women who did not take care of their children. And even though the father didn't either, there are some fathers who take and they put on multiple hats for their children. And we have to be the mother and the father. And there are some women who have to wear multiple hats for their children, and they have to be the mother and the father. So it's no slight to anyone. But that man adored that woman for what she was in her flaws. He kissed her flaws. He celebrated her flaws. How much more so can we do that to ourselves? Look in the mirror and say, wow, you are beautiful. You are beautiful, even with your fupa. Even with your love handles. Even with that scar. Even with your slender figure. if you might be smaller. You are beautiful even with your color. If you want to be lighter, if you want to be darker, no, you're beautiful. That's something I struggle with. I always wanted to be dark chocolate because my older sister is dark chocolate. My mother is a nice, warm brown, and so is my younger sister. My grandmother is Hershey's dark chocolate. And dark is beautiful to me because that's all I knew. And even when I knew of other colors, it was nothing more beautiful to me. But I have to, and I had to learn how to love me. So that card is so touching for me. All of them, really. But that card is really touching for me. I just had something happen with my man where he was like, woman, you better dance naked with me. You're beautiful. And then he grabbed my fupa and he shook it and he said, don't nobody give a fuck about this. He said, nobody gives a fuck about that. If we wasn't together and I didn't see you for a year, do you think a man is going to be worried about this? No, he's going to be worried about that. You have to own it. And I'm speaking to myself and to you. You have to own it. Period. Period. Anyway. Alright, so I have to make a singing video today. And I have to put some moisture in my hair. My mother said, you need to make some hair care videos because you got all that hair. And I'm like, I'm going to just have all types of random videos on my YouTube page. I don't know if like that's, I don't know how that's going to go down. But hey, maybe. I'll just have them like organized into different sections maybe. Just all kind of videos. Anyway, I just want to say peace and blessings to everybody. I'm so grateful for all of the views that I've been getting. Like my last video was the most views I ever got. And it was I just posted that. And it's like in a day or two, I almost got 300 views. Which for me, that's a lot, you know. Because for a long time, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. And I didn't feel comfortable. If I took my original first videos off that I put on YouTube, that my first ones, I took those off because I just be like, wow. I have a hat on, I have some sunglasses on, I have a filter on. I didn't feel comfortable in front of the camera. I didn't feel comfortable hearing my own voice, speak, sing, anything. So again, that card really speaks to me about loving self. And it's okay. Who you are is okay. You are beautiful. Even if nobody said that you're beautiful, you are. Because you are you, and nobody else can be you. Some people might be more established. They might have more experience, more skill. But guess what? Whatever you're good at, study it and make it work for you. Seriously, do you. That's your power, if nothing else. All right, y'all, Ashe, have a beautiful day. Beautiful, peaceful, productive. If you do something good for somebody, if you can, spread some love. That's what I'm about. Spread some love. And if you have the inkling to be unkind, don't say anything. That's just my advice. Don't say anything unless you have to burn that bridge, and you can still do that quietly. Ashe.